I was on World's Strictest Parents and found a camera in my bedroom they never admitted to. I found it on day 5, small, black, tucked behind the smoke detector on the ceiling directly above my bed. I stood on the chair and looked at it for a long time before I understood what I was looking at. Then I understood, and then I wished I hadn't. I was 16 years old and a television production crew had put a camera in my bedroom without telling me. Let me take you back to the beginning because the beginning matters. My mom had applied to the show on my behalf. I was going through a rough patch, nothing dramatic, just the standard issue chaos of a teenager who had stopped listening to anyone and started making decisions that were getting progressively worse. She thought a week with a strict family might straighten me out. She cried when the producers called back. She genuinely believed this was going to help. The producers came to our house beforehand. Very professional, very warm. Lots of talk about pastoral care and participant well-being. My mom signed the forms and trusted them completely because they were from the television. I signed the forms too. I was 16 and nobody explained what I was actually signing. The host family they sent me to were decent people. Strict in a way that felt genuine rather than performed. Early mornings, structured days, dinner at the table every evening, no phone after 8. By day 3, something in me had genuinely started to shift. Not dramatically, just quietly. The way things shift when you've been given structure you didn't know you needed. Then I found the camera. I climbed on the chair and looked at it properly. It was angled directly at my bed. Not at the door, not at the window, at the bed. Whatever it had been recording me sleeping, getting dressed. Every private moment in the only room in that house I believed was actually mine. I went downstairs and found the producer on site that day. I'll call him Mike. I showed him the photo I'd taken on my phone. I asked him what it was. He looked at the photo. Then he looked at me. Then he said, "That's just a standard smoke detector, nothing to worry about." I said, "Smoke detectors don't have lenses." He said he'd look into it and get back to me. He never got back to me. I told the host family that evening. The dad, genuinely one of the most decent men I've ever met, went upstairs and looked at it himself. Came back down with his jaw set in a way that told me everything I needed to know. He made 3 phone calls that night. I wasn't in the room for any of them, but I could hear his voice from upstairs. Low, controlled, the specific tone of a man making very clear that something was not acceptable. The camera was gone the next morning. Nobody said anything about it. Not Mike, not the other producers, not the coordinator who arrived that afternoon with a schedule for the final 2 days of filming. The camera disappeared and the production simply continued as if nothing had happened, and the unspoken agreement seemed to be that we were all going to proceed as normal. I was 17 when the episode aired. I watched it with my mom. Standard episode. Nothing from whatever that camera had recorded made it into the broadcast, or at least nothing I could identify. But here's what I've thought about ever since. The forms I signed at 16 said the production company had the right to use footage captured during my participation. I didn't understand what that meant then. I understand it now. Whatever that camera recorded, they owned it legally the moment I put my name on that form. I asked a solicitor about it at 23. He read the contract, went quiet, then said they were technically within their rights. Technically and ethically aren't always the same thing. I think about that camera sometimes. About the night I found it. About Mike looking at my phone and telling me it was just a smoke detector. About the host family dad making those 3 calls with his jaw set. About the forms my mom signed at the kitchen table because she trusted people from the television who used words like pastoral care. She still doesn't know about the camera. I haven't decided yet whether to tell her.